Hello, this is Femboy right here. Tonight I'll be moving on with my reading of Poor Things by Alisdair. So let's get into it. And candles' kisses are almost as strong as your yells, God, and would make me faint too if I was not a grown-up woman. Baxter nodded his head rapidly for several seconds, then said, I will help you both to do whatever you want, but first, please grant me one favor, a favor which may save my life. Do not see each other for a fortnight. Give me 14 days to strengthen myself for the loss of you, Belle. I know you mean to keep me as a friendly convenience, but you cannot foresee how marriage may change you, Belle. Nobody can. Please grant me this, please. His lips trembled. His mouth seemed shaping for another outcry. So he hurriedly agreed. I doubted if he could have screamed a second time as loudly as the first. But I feared that another sudden enlargement of his oral cavity would disconnect his spine and cranium. Baxter stood with his back to us as we said goodbye under a street lamp. Belle murmured, a fortnight for me is years and years and years. I told her I would write to her every day, and taking a tiny pearl mounted on a pin from the knot of my necktie, I told her it was the only pretty thing and the most expensive thing I owned. And asked if she would keep it with her forever and ever, and think of me whenever she saw or touched it. She nodded her head violently, 7 or 8 times. So I stuck it into the lapel of her jacket and told her this meant we were engaged to be married. I then begged her to give me her glove or scarf or handkerchief, any token whose texture or scent had been close to her person, making it a sacred relic of the covenant between us. She frowned thoughtfully, then gave me the poke of gobstoppers, saying, take the lot. I saw that to her developing brain, this was a noble sacrifice, so there were tears in my eyes as I pressed my lips to the kid skin sheaths of her fingertips. I nearly put my lips to her lips, then remembered that if my mouth on her naked fingers nearly made her faint, it would be wiser to wait for total privacy before I grew more ardent. Yet, I hurried away, enraptured by the wonderful adventure of living. If Baxter's scream had been my most terrifying experience, this moment was my sweetest. I was already devising phrases for the love letter I would write when I got to my lodgings. I knew Baxter hoped that a fortnight apart from me would change her mind, but I had no fear of losing her because I knew he would submit her to no unkind pressure, would do nothing sneaking or dishonest. I also believed he could protect her from other men. I performed my hospital duties in an absent-minded way for nearly a week. My imagination had awakened. The imagination is, like the appendix, inherited from a primitive epoch when it aided the survival of our species, but in modern scientific industrial nations, it is mainly a source of disease. I had prided myself on lacking one, but it had only lain dormant. I now did what people expected of me, but without rigor or enthusiasm, because I was composing love letters in my head when not scribbling them down and running out to post them. I discovered that I possessed a strong poetic faculty. All my memories and hopes of Bella became rhyming sentences so easily that I often felt I was not composing them, but remembering them from a previous existence. Here is a specimen. O Bella fair, without compare, my memory sweetly lingers by Kelvin's side, my future bride. Where first I kissed your fingers, I have been blithe with comrades dear. I have been merry drinking. I have been joyful gathering gear. I have been happy thinking. I have known glee by pond and sea, and spate that cleaves the mountain, but known no glee, my bride to be. No joy so great, my future mate, as by the memorial fountain. The many other verses I posted to her were equally spontaneous and equally good, and ended with stronger and stronger requests that she reply to me. I give verbatim the only reply I at last received. I was overjoyed by the bulk of the envelope it came in, which contained nearly a dozen sheets of note paper. However, her writing was so huge that there was only a room for a few words on each, though like the ancient Hebrews and Babylonians, she had saved space by dispensing with vowels. Dear Candle, you won't get much from this way. Words don't seem real to me when not spoken are hard. Your letters are very like the men's love letters, specifically Dance Woodburn's. Yours faithfully, Belle Baxter. So we'll leave off with Bella's letter for this part, and I will see you guys in the next chapter. Much love, Femboy Cloud Strife.